Good morning and welcome back to another day in the new house. This morning we were woken up by a dad-related alarm clock. He's come down this morning to help take some of the stuff out the garage and take it down the tip because you have to book in with your registration. So we've got one car booked in at their local tip, one car booked in my local tip, so we can get rid of a load of stuff, which is good. I booked into the tip at 1 p.m. today, so we've got a bit of time this morning to start on the demolition of the fireplace. So plan of action is to get the base plate out first because that's the biggest and heaviest bit. Then I want to chip a layer of the brickwork just off the top just to make sure there's nothing structural. We're going to do that by hand and just do it gradually. And then once that's there, then I'm going to pull out the SDS with the and then just start ripping into it and getting rid of it. I think we're going to have a bit of spare room in the cars as well, so hopefully if we do some of that this morning we can actually take some of the block work with us just to get rid of it, because I've been warned by people that it's going to rack up quick the amount of rubble you're going to have kicking around. I am a little bit concerned because I've got those strong rubble bags, but I just get the impression like we're going to put 3 bricks in them there, they're going to be either too heavy to lift or just fill up too quickly, so we may just end up with a pile of rubble in the garden. But yeah, it's going to be a get on with it day, provided that we are the ones that go and get on with it. It's been a whole hour of prep work, but I feel like we've got a lot done. It's just been moving things. We've got all our tools set up now with everything we should hopefully need for destroying the fireplace. We've put something over the top of that capped off gas area just to protect it. All the carpet's been moved outside. My dad has taken the underlay and put it in the back of his car to take it down to the tip. He's also been busy in the garage, so we've moved things around in here. I can actually get in, which is good, and all this space. He's taken some of the all the wallpaper bags and stuff like that, filled up the back of his car and taken that away as well, and then all the rest of the plaster bits and everything else like that is now in the back of my car, ready for the tip run at 1 o'clock. So we're doing all right. It's 11 o'clock now, so we've got a couple of hours left to fly. I am a bit concerned about leaving the carpet outside, as Dad said there's rain on the way, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. So I think everything is now prepped and ready, and that is the first brick that is gonna get it. That was barely even worth time lapse, and that came away nice and easy. We've got the marble plinth back out. To be fair, if I measure that could make a nice little countertop for the bathroom upstairs. I'm not saying we're going to do it, but there's options there for it. Clearly a fantastic job of just daubing down cement under there, which is good. So we'll have to get all that cleaned up. But yeah, that was nice and easy. I think it's time to start on the block work next. Right, let's go for the first brick. It's been a little bit more stubborn than I thought it was going to be. We have the first brick out. I mean, I've just had a poke around up here. This is going to be really difficult to show on camera, so you'll just have to trust me on this one. But I've put a ruler just between this gap between the joist here and this brick here. Seems to go almost the full depth of the brick, so we're probably good to take the next one out. Doesn't look like there's anything tied into it, so hopefully we're okay just to keep removing. So that's given me positive signs. The only thing I have noticed, and I don't think I'm really going to be able to show it too well, but if you look, yeah, no, that's not going to show at all. But up the top there, I'll try and show you a little bit later once I've got the, hang on, let me jink the camera, there we go. Once I've got the next lot of brick outs. There seems to be like a couple of bricks upstairs, which I don't know if they're on the stacks for that there, but they're like not attached to anything else on the wall. It's a bit strange. So It's probably to do with the flue for the actual gas fireplace, but we'll get it out and we'll have a look a little bit later. I don't know how many more bricks I'm going to get out right now because I've got about 40 minutes or so before I need to head out to the tip. So let's go for one or two more and then we'll head out to the tip and get rid of some junk. Although that was quite slow and painful, I'm glad I've done it that way because it's given me a chance to do some learning rather than going straight out with the SDS and just sort of smashing into it. So we went for that top brick, but these two loosened up and came out anyway, so it allowed us to see what was going on a little bit better. I did get a little bit concerned part way through because I found this cable, which I was like, oh no, is that the cable for the light? No, it's just where they've tied the brickwork into the outside brickwork. So I'm just going to check that should be okay just to cut back and leave in the wall. But I'm actually quite glad I have seen that because one of the things when I had the home survey done before buying it said that given the age of the property, those stays may be rusting away and may need replacing at some point, which could be a very expensive job. But looks like the wall ties are actually in good nick. So that's always a really positive thing to see. So yeah. Just looking up there now, you can see a little bit more detail. I'm going to grab the flashlight in a second, try and show you those brickworks. But again, yeah, doesn't look like anything too bad. We're going to do our old ruler tactic again and stick it down that hole and see if it hits anything. But yeah, let me get the flashlight and I'll try and show you what I was looking at a second earlier. There we go. So that's what I was trying to look at. So up there, I need to have a poke, but I don't know if that's brick or board or what. But there's definitely something up top there which needs looking at. Actually, seeing a little bit more in there now, that looks like the hollow into the wall for the gas flue as well. So I suspect the brown section just there, this is really difficult to do, is probably the brickwork in the bedroom upstairs then for the chimney, and then all of that channel goes all the way up the side of the building. So yeah. I mean, rather than bricking it up, turn it into a service hatch, you know, you can be sitting upstairs in bed and you can drop your rubbish down there, have a bit of a bin, you know. Could be interesting, but yeah. We're going to park it there for a second because, as I mentioned, I need to get over to the tip. So we're going to grab a quick bit of food real quick and then we're going to go empty some stuff out and then we're going to get a little bit more aggressive with it, I think. We're back from the tip and I'm even more grateful that my dad came and took some of the stuff away from me because while I was there was a sign on the plasterboard container saying maximum 75 kilos. And I kind of looked at the back of the car and went, I've got half the wall in here. We'll gloss over that one. Stupidly, I parked on, it's the first time I've been to that tip, I parked on the wrong side of the tip, so I was having to carry it across the road. And then one of the guys there was like, oh, it's just, oh, how many bags have you put in? I was like, I hadn't actually counted them to be fair. So I said 4, I was like, oh, I've got one more and that's it then. And he was like, oh, right, okay, that's fine then, sort of thing. So it could have been like 7 bags in reality, but hey ho, it's all gone, which is good. The cardboard's gone in there as well. Interestingly, there is actually an asbestos disposal area there as well. There's a proper container labelled with asbestos. So you may have seen a little bit earlier in the vlog, there was a couple of asbestos tiles still underneath there and there's some under the wall there. I've masked up, I've got rid of those and I've got them in a separate bag sitting out the side way away from the house at the moment. So again, they're low risk, but at least I know now I can actually go and dispose of them. So in reality, I could have done this myself and saved myself a few £100, but hey ho, it's all done, it's cleared out now, which is great, fantastic. I also had a weird bucket list item completed on the way back. I was coming back down one of the roads, police car coming the other way, so I pulled over to the side of the road. He went through a speed camera and got caught speeding. And I've always, it's one of those weird things I've always thought about. I was like, do police cars get caught speeding? Like, do they actually flash, or have they got like trackers in them to stop them actually getting flashed when they go through? But it flashed, went through and got there, so I'll let you know if I end up with a speeding ticket for doing 3 miles an hour while stationary at the side of the road. We'll soon find out. But yeah, we're refueled, we're re-energised, we've consumed Monster, ready to get ourselves energised to do this, and I think now is the time to go into ultra long time lapse mode and just get on with the job of getting the fireplace out. So For you guys, it should probably only be a few minutes. For me, it's probably going to be a few hours, but let's see how we get on with it. I can now add wall demolition to the list of achievements. It is gone. Once the top bricks came out, the rest of it started coming out easy, and you can see multiple of these wall ties just tying bits up from there. So we've got all of that out. We've got the base plate out as well. When I got down to this bottom layer, it's just come off. Literally, hopefully you can see it in the time lapse, about 2.5 hours condensed into a couple of minutes. I was able to just like rip out huge chunks and just break it up on the floor. Dad's been here thankfully helping me just clean up all the bricks, so we've got a stack of clean bricks to build a fire pit with, or potentially plug all this gap. But yeah, I was a little bit concerned when we first started doing this because some of these bricks up here aren't really tied in too well, but as we got further down the wall, things seem to get a little bit better, which is good. So we might just take those few out and just tidy them up. No idea how to do it. That's another skill we're going to have to go learn. But yeah, we are through, we are down, we are back to base wall. The last thing I've just got to do as well, so that's the flue pipe going up. Now it's made of metal, so I don't know if there's anything inside it, so I am just going to chat Jamie, the asbestos guy, real quick and just say, by the way, here's a photo of it, yes or no, is it asbestos? But yeah, great success. The roof didn't cave in. It seems solid still, so yeah, fantastic stuff. Now the fun bit of just cleaning up all the mess we've made. Some serious progress. I've gone through and done a rough clean-up. I've got to move those bricks out of the way just over there, but we've got a pile of good bricks which we can use for something, a pile of naff bricks which can be just junky, and then a pile of half bricks which are half brick. But yeah, I've cleaned up worse than mess. We've got about 6 bags of mortar to take down the tip. We've got all of that cleaned up roughly, just dust and everything I've got to do with the window ledge. One of the job, I'll probably do that later tonight, is I've started chopping off the tie-ins basically for the wall. I was using snips, but like they're breaking the edge of my snips, so I've just got my angle grinder there. We'll buzz those off with the angle grinder in a second. But yeah, absolutely mammoth progress. So very, very pleased. One thing I have found interesting is the different layers of sedimentation inside the vacuum cleaner. We've got plaster dust, we've got general muck, and then we've got brick dust. We've got like quite a nice little artistic piece there, which is good. Just trying to think if there's anything else to go through, but I think that's pretty much it. And it's about 6, 7 o'clock. I'm getting hungry now, so I'm going to have to grab some food. But yeah, we're so close to being done with this room now. As I said, we've got that little bit of wallpaper left to do. We've got the skirting boards to come off. We've just got the rough bits of plaster around the outside to come out from there. And I think that's pretty much it, unless we have to do something with that wall. But the double room, the big room, is prepped and ready to go. So absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to go grab some food. And I will catch up with you a little bit long once I've physically recovered from all the work that's just been done. But Dad genuinely massive help. He's just saved me at least a day's worth of work, because I planned for this to take all weekend, but because he prepped and just sat there working through all the bricks, it's just saved me a whole day worth of work. It's absolutely fantastic. Great success. Well, that was terrifying. I nearly set the blinds on fire. I did not think that they were going to spark quite that much. But yeah, all the wall ties are out. Everything's now cleaned and roughly dusted up. I haven't done a huge clean up, just got rid of the thickest layer off it, just because we're going to get messy again when we move everything around and take the skirting boards off and everything else like that. Probably not going to do that tonight, but what I am going to do is, because I need a bit of a rest, let's do some bit of planning activities. So I'm going to hop on a call with Elizabeth in a short while to start looking at radiators for this room. Now, I've got to work out the number of BTUs, so that's British thermal units, that's required to heat this space. Because we've mentioned in a previous vlog that we were going to remove this long radiator underneath the window and put tall slimline ones on that wall, replace that one with a slimline, and then put another one in the corner there, because those two won't be enough to heat this whole space. So I've got to pull up the drawings for this room. I think I've got the measurements to save me having to go remeasure the whole room. Work out how many BTUs we need, and then Elizabeth and I can start looking at plans for the radiator, which is all good. So that brings us to the end of another day. We've just spent a good hour on the phone with Elizabeth, realising that neither of us know absolutely anything about interior design, but trying to make some decisions anyway, because we need to select radiators, and we need to put the radiators in the room, but the radiators need to style with what we're thinking for the room, which we haven't decided on yet. The only things we have been looking at is the battening. We've also decided now we want wooden trim, so rather than having skirting boards and painted white like in most UK homes, we're going to leave them as wood and tie them in with the oak veneer doors that we were looking at, just to give the wooden battening. But then it was like, right, okay, well, what radiators do we want to do? What colours? And to determine what radiator colour we want, we then need to determine what wall colour we're probably going to be looking at, which meant we had to look at what wall colour was going to work best with the oak panelling. So in the end, I think what we've settled on is the wooden, the acoustic wooden paneling effectively is going to have a black backing. We reckon contrasting it is going to be really nice. Looking at the design ideas online, it's going to be best to have white walls, but then to match the back of the paneling, we're probably going to go for black radiators. Now, we thought about doing a different colour. We did look at white as well, but I think white's going to blend too much in the room. I saw some really cool ones. I saw like these ones that are like hex honeycomb type things, and these twisted ornate radiator tile things. They look really cool. They work for Elizabeth's taste, and also they're like £400 to £700 of radiator. And when you need 3 of the radiators just for the downstairs, I'm not spending £2,100 on 3 radiators. So that's not happening. But yeah, I think we've now settled on black radiators, which is good. We have made a decision finally. Now means that I've got to sit and work out the BTUs for the room, as I spoke about, which I thought was going to be easy. I thought it was just going to be put room dimensions in, but actually I need to measure the size of the windows and the material, look at the material thickness of the walls and all kinds of other stuff to actually get the correct BTU numbers. So I I'm going to propose as a tomorrow job. But yeah, mega progress today. I think the vlog may or may, I don't know how short the vlog's going to be. Like that time lapse is like 2.5 minutes. I'm probably going to speed it up a little bit just so that you aren't just sitting there watching my bum wiggle and bricks being taken down for so long. So yeah, could end up being quite a short vlog despite the fact we got loads of work done. But yeah, I'm really happy with the progress. And I'm looking forward now to doing some more bits tomorrow, which will work out whatever that's going to be in the morning. But I will catch you all in the morning.